Hello, this is a video for my retirement plan for my finance project. So, let's get started. I'll explain. It makes sense if I explain it. This is what I consider table 1 right here. So, all this. So, years up until AMC, or with AMC match. And I'll explain what that means in a minute. And then this is table 2. So, from years to AMC match again. Alright. So, because I have to work the next 40 years, because I'm only 23, I have calculated out up until 40. I scroll, and then here's 40, right there. Scroll back. And then my rate of return, or my interest rate, is 5%. And I have three different, three different scenarios. One is when my cash flow, as the first table I'm putting in, is equally 100% over the 40 years. So every year I would put in $100 towards my 401k. So my first scenario is if I only put in $100. Like if I don't use, because I work for two companies, Paychex and AMC. Paychex is my full-time job, AMC is my part-time job. And they both offer 401k plans, which is very nice of them. So first one is if I don't sign up for a 401k plan with either company and I just save up $100 on my own. So my present value for that after 1 year would be, I don't know if you can see it. It says $95.24. And then I calculate my present value after the 40 years for only me putting in money to be $45,681.83. And then if I have a 401k plan with Paychex, I'm assuming in this scenario they are matching not 100%, 50% of whatever I put in. So 50% of $100 is obviously $50. So I'm assuming that they put $50 in for every $100 that I put in. So after a year, that would get me up to $145.24 for my present value. And then after 40 years, it would be up to $47,681.83. And then my last scenario would be if I had a 401k plan with Paychex and AMC. I didn't include just having a 401k plan with just AMC because I don't plan on working there for the rest of my life. I only plan on working there for a couple more years, mostly because I get free movies, which is very, very generous for them, and it's just gas money. So I have from now until the next 8 years I would work there. So my present value with a 401k plan with AMC and with Paychex, assuming that AMC puts in 50% of whatever I put in, it would be $195.24. And then I calculated out my present value of over 40 years with AMC and Paychex to be $48,081.83. And then after all over the 40 years, I calculated, my net present value with just me putting in money to be $15,199.67. Do you see that? Yeah. Okay. And then after 40 years with Paychex only providing me for my 401k plan, it is $9,617.67. And then with both AMC and Paychex would be $9,905.01. Alright, now this is my second table, I guess you could call it. It goes again up to 40 years, and instead of the constant or consistent $100 every year, I randomize it a little bit to be more or less, actually not less than 100. It's always at least 100, I think. Right? Maybe not. Let's see. Let's put 110. Alright. Hopefully that worked. So then I have, I think, 190 in there, and I think I have a 1205. So it goes between at least 100 and 200 with 190 and 1205. I don't know why I put a 90. I probably just spacing out during that time. So there's 100, then I have 120 for the next year that I put in, 130, 110, 110, 150, 200, 170, and so on and so on. And then, so obviously paychecks would put in 50% of whatever I put in. Then AMC would also put in 50%. Then the next year, 50%, 50%, 50%, 50%. So, obviously the first year, my my present value would be $95.24 because I put in $100. It's the same scenarios the first year up top. Same numbers for these ones as well. And then the second year, I put in $120 and they would put in $60 and then $60 again. So my present value with only me putting in would be $223.13 for the second year. With paychecks with my 401k, it'd be $343.13, and then both AMC and paychecks would be $463.13, and then so on and so forth. Again, I only am working at AMC for 8 years, not 40. So my present value with only me putting in money every year, randomized money every year, would be my present value would be $72,479.25. And this is all on a 5% rate of return again. So 5% interest rate again. And then my present value with paychecks after 40 years with the randomized amount would be $78,604.25. And with paychecks and AMC, my present value would be $79,719.25. My net present value for the 40 years would be, with only me putting money in, would be $23,123.94. Net present value with only paychecks would be $25,624.98. And net present value with both AMC and paychecks would be $26,510.82. I hope that helped explain my paper a little bit more. And thank you, and I enjoyed your class.